Hey, bro, what the fuck?
Alright, is this starting?
This is dead to the world.
Shut the fuck up!
We're dead to the world. Good morning. Welcome to San Diego.
What time is it? 11:27. Put it in the books.
In the books, man.
You'll never forget about this moment.
Let's talk about some Joe Rogan shit, bro. Let's talk
Y'all
about.
ever done DMT?
No, have you?
No, I haven't.
One
I've done
time?
Salvia.
You have
Really?
actually?
What was that like?
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Yeah. So I'm like the most experienced tripper ever. Like I do like y'all know I do shit all the time, and like I did like a 10 strip before and shit. So a lot of shit is like everyone like trips out on shit over, but not that it doesn't faze me, but it doesn't like beat anything that I've already done, you know what I mean? And that was kind of the case with Salvia, to where like, you know how you're supposed to smoke a bunch and you're supposed to sit back and let it hit you? So I was like, I got so caught up on smoking a lot.
Real quick, salvia is the frog saliva. What is it again?
It's
like a plant.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a plant. It's like crushed up. It's like what they
Jamie,
use to
pull
make
that up.
ayahuasca, but it's actually the plant. So with ayahuasca, they like put like some sort of natural ingredient in it that turns it into something else. But the salvia is just the plant.
Okay.
And then, so basically what happened was like, okay, you're supposed to smoke like 0.2 or something like that. I don't know if the number's correct. You're supposed to smoke a certain amount and then lean back and let it hit you, because like once it hits you, you'll fall over, you'll pass out. What happened was I smoked that amount, and I like, the onset was coming, and literally like I knew that I fucked up because like I pushed through it. So basically, like when this breakthrough was coming and I was like losing coherency, the only thing my mind had no ability to focus. Like it was like in that moment where if I leaned back and closed my eyes, I would have broke through. And I used every ounce of consciousness I had. The only thing I was focused on was I gotta smoke more. So literally, because I was thinking like, okay, if this is like the build up to the breakthrough, if I smoke more, then I'm gonna break through harder. And I smoked through my breakthrough. So what happened was, by the time I finished, I smoked like a whole fucking gram. You're only supposed to smoke P2. By the time I fucking finished, my trip was over. And I had felt it while I was smoking, but I never leaned back and let the visuals come. You know what I mean? So I kind of like just flagged.
What if that was like your whole trip? Like what if?
Well, it was a point where I was extremely incoherent. Like it was a point where I was struggling to fucking put the lighter up to the bong and put my lips to it and to smoke it, because I was so.
How long did it last?
And I was like losing like sense of like physical coordination. Like it was just hard to even flick the lighter because it was like hard to get my thumb to move. You know what I mean?
How long did it last?
Like I said, I didn't even really. It was like 20 minutes. I was probably out there smoking the bowl. By the time I was done, the trip was over.
Yeah, that type of shit lasts like 20 minutes. Like DMT only lasts for like what, 10 minutes?
10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
It's
It's
crazy
the
because
same
people.
thing where you take it and you have to lean back and
Yeah,
break
but
through.
people fucking smoke DMT and live whole different lives. in
Exactly,
different
bro. Like
dimensions,
there's
bro.
stories of people literally like they'll smoke DMT and then they'll come back and they'll say that they had a family and like. they had
Have you
a
seen
different
how
job.
coherent the stories are too? Like two
Yeah.
random people that never met had the same exact trip.
Yeah.
And there's like this guy I was watching one time, Psych Substance, y'all probably know him.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
fucking like tripped with his wife, and they like both like leaned back and passed out, and he had like dreams where he was like a wizard and his wife was like an elephant, and then like boom, like on to the next one, and then like when they both woke up, they were like talking about the same thing. Like she was like, "You remember when I was an elephant and you were a wizard?" And he's like, "Wait a second, how did you know what I?" And everything that they described to each other was like what his wife was doing in his dream was what she was doing in her own, and what he
That's
was doing
crazy, bro.
was
So
what
do
he
you
was
think
doing.
these drugs are just portals to other like?
Yeah, bro. I feel like they
realities?
are. I feel like they.
No, I think they open up your mind to an altered state of consciousness, and once that happens, it's like, oh, everything's a lie, because like everything that I base reality off of is based on my ability to perceive, which is based on my consciousness, and once my consciousness is altered, it alters everything. So like maybe it's not even opening up a portal, maybe it's something that's already there, but we're too blind to see it at all in the first place.
Bro,
So maybe-
for me, like, I like have dreams that I like feel like that, and I wake up like disoriented, like not sure.
Dreams are really powerful.
Bro, yeah, and like it's just the human consciousness in general is really powerful, and it's like crazy, bro. Cause like I'll be waking up from dreams, like having a fucking panic attack 'cause I don't know if the dream I just had was real or if this is a dream again. Like,
Even animals have dreams.
yeah.
Have y'all ever like had an outer body experience when you were sleeping?
Yeah.
Mine was I had to like I was watching myself sleep and I had to kill myself to wake up.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you saw yourself in your bed. And you
Yeah, I was watching myself, and it wasn't like I was like, oh, I want to kill myself. It was like in order for me to wake up, I automatically knew in my head. I was just staring at myself. I was like, in order for me to wake up, I have to kill myself.
That's what I was gonna ask, if it was like something someone told you.
It was
or
like
you
no,
just
it was
knew
subconscious. I just
intuitively.
knew it. Yeah, I was just.
Yeah.
And
I
my
know what
whole
you mean.
like the whole and the dream felt long as fuck. Like I was sitting there staring at myself for a long time, contemplating whether I wanted to stay asleep.
Time is distorted.
Yeah,
when
Did you
you-
leave your
And
room
as
at all?
soon and it was crazy because I looked down, I had a knife in my hand.
What?
And
Did you
yeah.
try to like? You should have tried
No,
to like.
as soon as
escape.
I was finna like stab myself, I
You
woke
woke
up.
up.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
But
I
it's
wonder
like
what would have
fucking
happened
crazy.
if you like left the room and like went to the studio
Yeah.
or like some shit. You know what I mean? Like
I
got
don't
in your
fucking
car
know.
and drove away.
But it was weird. It was my. I knew I was in my room because my bed was there, but nothing in my room was there. It was black. I was in the dark.
That's
It
strange.
was like I was in a
It's
pitch
like
black
Soul Eater
room.
when Soul Eater's with the
Yeah,
he's like playing
yeah.
piano. It's like
yeah.
the piano.
It's just the piano, yeah, and everything's black. It was like that, but I knew I was in my room. Like it felt like it's the same size and all that shit.
Bro, it's crazy though, because it's just like what you're conscious of, bro. Like you're only conscious of the bed and shit, and it's like the feelings of that when you remember the dream are like so much more powerful than any other like thing that's happening
I woke
in the
up
dream.
crying.
It's like, yeah, bro. I'll have dreams where I'm like, I have an itch, bro, and I just like have like an ant biting me right there where the itch is in my dream or some shit, and it's like weird, bro.
I've had dreams where I felt snakes crawling on me.
It's probably because you were itchy, bro. Like,
And I would
woke up and your
shut the fuck up. And I would wake up, bro. When I was a kid, I used to have dreams about snakes crawling on me. I would wake up and run straight through the hallway. I would wake up and run full fucking fledged through the fucking hallway, like to the wall, and I would stop directly at the wall. And I would turn around and walk back to my fucking room. I used to do weird shit like that, bro.
There's this girl
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah, I used to run fast as shit, like, and I would just stop at the wall, and I'll turn around and fucking walk all the way
like a
back.
centimeter away.
that's like some paranormal.
No, I'm serious, bro. It's like
What?
weird shit,
Oh, no,
bro.
dude, there's this girl on TikTok, and I watch her videos, and she just like has cameras all over her house, and she records herself. She sleepwalks so bad that she'll like run down the street and like yell and like
That's probably
at her
fake,
husband.
though.
No, bro, like it's like a thing, bro. Like I gotta show you these.
She like
it's
gets
crazy.
an AK and
No,
just like
bro,
starts
no,
shooting.
she runs down the street, or it's like there's videos of her like she'll go up to the sink and turn it on. And then like stare at it for like 10 minutes and then turn it off.
Drink out the
like,
sink.
bro, like not for real. Like she really be like sleepwalking, and it's like a medical condition she has. But it's like it's kind of funny, but it's like weird, bro. Like imagine, bro. Like imagine you just went to your neighbor's house and walked in and you're just asleep, bro. Like and you're like, "What's up?"
I
And
always
then you
do
walk
that,
out.
bro.
How the fuck did you
Oh,
walk
really?
into your neighbor's
Oh,
house in the first place?
No, bro. Like she'd be like walking down the street. She'll walk back to her house and like say hi to her husband. And
It's
then, like,
crazy
go
how
back
she gained clout off of that, though. Like unconsciously, she gained clout off of
I'm
unconsciously.
sure she knew what she was doing.
Well,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this shit
She,
on
like,
social media is
explained it.
staged, bro. It's
You
a lot,
think
a lot of it,
so?
yeah.
Oh,
You think
without a
It's a
doubt.
lot of it. A lot of that shit, bro.
No, dude. Some of the videos she posts are like pretty weird. Like you wouldn't think it was staged. Like I'll show you later.
How the fuck you thick with no ass? You got a smooth back. That's one thing I hate is bitches with no ass and smooth backs.
But don't you have a line in Project Poop talking about like you want a girl with no ass though? Is it?
I do the nasty bitch. I like a classy bitch. The type
No,
of bitch that got no ass and shit.
on
Yeah,
another
type of
song
bitch that
you
got
say
no ass
like,
and shit.
I like flat bitches.
Yeah, I like
thick
white girls
bitches.
with no. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like white girls with no ass.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think? Like
It's just an aesthetic
Mm.
more than it is like, oh, I love your.
I think
flat
it just
little
has
ass.
to match their body.
It's like
Whatever matches their
Bill's going
body.
to say gay shit. They're not actually gay though. They just like to say gay shit.
Yeah, bro. I just
Except him, bro.
It's just like Ethan saying gay shit.
There's
We don't
we
really
need
know
to
if
make
he's
a
actually gay,
transitioning
bro.
segment for all YouTube videos to talk about Ethan's sexuality. Like his head comes like spinning onto the screen.
It feels like a real
Back
thing.
to Ethan's. Like it's just like a common theme of all of it.
Just one clip of him
Some
saying
Family
this
Guy
awkward gay thing.
Like
where no one
the
laughs.
thing where like when it's like like
No. It's like Ethan's time with gayness. Or
Have you seen the Family Guy episode where it's like a recent one where they're like looking for ghosts in Peter's basement, and they have like we're trying something new for Joe, and like Joe makes a joke, and then it's like Joe, and it's like him rolling like a bowling ball, rolling and knocking down the bowling pins, and it's like, oh, Joe did it again. Like that's something.
I remember that Family Guy episode where Joe actually like could fucking walk. He was like rolling in his chair, he just started fucking walking, he started flying. It was crazy.
I think
there's like 10 episodes where he gains the ability to walk and then loses it by the end of the episode.
There's one
where they shot him because he was like, he started walking and he started being an asshole, and he's like, you guys don't exercise, you guys, and then they just like shot him in his back and paralyzed him again.
There's one where he's skiing and he falls down and like breaks his neck, and he like gets up and he's like, oh my god, I can walk, and then his son comes down and hits his ass again, and he's like fucking paralyzed again.
Oh man.
Well, dude, if this is Family Guy, like, then who's who, bro? Like, he's Peter.
I'm Peter without a doubt. No, that's what
Without a doubt,
that's what I'm talking about with Isabella. Like when Peter
is he
says some shit, and it's like exactly what I say to Isabella. It's uncanny. Like, when, like Isabella like brings up a point, and I'm like, yeah, but what about this? And I say some like incoherent, irrelevant thing, and literally like that's what Peter does. Like he's just like, Lois, you don't understand. And then he like hops on a horse and fucking like flies to the moon. You know what I mean? Like that's me.
Who would KG be?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
You
already know I am,
Nathan's
bitch.
definitely Stewie, without a doubt.
Yes, Nathan is doing. Wait,
You're
but
probably
who are
like
you, bro?
Brian, if anything.
What, me?
Yeah.
I'm Brian.
Yeah.
But who's KG though?
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud.
Okay, no, but
I can't believe he had his own spin-off
No,
series.
you're more like Joe.
That's so
You're
bad.
more like Joe.
Bro, the
Hey,
Cleveland show is fucking good.
is Ethan Joe?
The Cleveland show is fucking good.
I don't like
Because
this.
because you know how like Family Guy they actually deal with like white like shit white people deal with. Like Cleveland, the Cleveland show deals with like actual black people shit. Like it was an episode where like they invited some white people over and they had like shitty food, and it was like really.
Is that a real problem for you?
Yeah, it's a real.
That's
problem.
That's something
a real
I noticed
issue.
about Family Guy. Is like they're just willing to go out on a limb.
Yeah, hold on. They need to stop dribbling that basketball.
They're willing to go out on a limb and like say something that only applies to a certain group of people just so that those people can relate. Like for example, when Peter's picking his nose in the car, and there's like a 7-minute scene where he's just flicking the booger, and every time he flicks it, it goes on a different finger, and then he's like, and it's just like shit like that is like only some people that like, you know what I mean, like are retards that pick their nose and flick their burgers deal with that, but for that audience it hits perfect, and then for everyone else watching they're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Bro, are you talking about that one episode where you couldn't get the booger off his finger?
Yeah, I'm just talking about in general, like the way that they like they say jokes that are only targeted to a specific audience. Like when Peter says something to Lois, like, okay, great, like now it's time to pretend like I like my wife's food or something. Like, you know what I mean? That's just a bland example, but it's like only married fathers for 20 years are gonna understand how realistic, because it's not like they just say it like that, but they get very detailed with the situation.
I feel like they have such a broad spectrum of jokes that like there's a joke in each episode that gets every single. And the writers for Family Guy, I'd say, it's probably the best written animated show I've seen ever. Like you could definitely argue other shows, but bro, like for any type of audience, any age group, like it's the best show.
You know what show is really underrated?
What?
King of the Hill.
I've never.
King of the Hill is
King of the Hill is fucking great,
bro.
bro.
But like I think the animation.
King of the Hill's good, but it's also like I can't binge watch King of the Hill. I can watch an episode.
Bro, anytime I need to watch something
can.
or I just need to put something on, it's always Family Guy.
I binge watch King of the Hill. It's because King of the Hill is like. It's funny, but they don't try to fucking be funny. It's like it's like white people
a normal day
actually living their actual lives. Like, it's like Bobby got a girlfriend.
Oh, dude,
Bobby doesn't like girls yet.
People just like to watch people like live.
It's kind of corny, but it's funny.
It's funny as shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like if you ever want to see how like a hillbilly like a lifestyle is, King of the Hill.
You ever seen the episode where he's like going backwards down the mountain? And fucking Boomhauer's in the back, like directing him in like Boomhauer language, and he's like taking every turn fucking perfectly just based off of his directions, going backwards in a fucking like semi truck down this mountain.
There was this episode where one of their friends had died in like a fucking in a what does he sell? Propane accident. He was in a propane accident, and the propane factory blew up, and one of their friends died. And the Asian dude was telling a joke about a tiger. He was like, once there was a tiger, and the man was running from the tiger, and the man fell off the cliff, and then he looked down, there was another tiger. And he was just like, the moral of this story. It was like a joke. It was just funny as shit.
What was the moral of the story?
I don't fucking know. But it was funny as shit. But he was like at a he was like at a funeral though. And he was like trying to tell a joke. And it's like it's relatable because motherfuckers be at funerals trying to tell jokes that aren't funny, but they're like only funnier than them. Y'all ever been to a fucking funeral where somebody starts telling a joke and you're like, bro, this is
Soft place to practice your comedy act, buddy.
Yeah.
If it's funny, you might be able to get away with it. But if you say a joke and you don't make me laugh, bro, I'm gonna look at you like you're an idiot.
But how the fuck you thick with no ass? Hey, check this out, y'all. If you don't know, now you know, and if you do know, then you gotta go. And KG's always on go. But y'all motherfuckers moving too slow. And that's just how it goes.
KG's dropping an album Friday, the 18th.
I am dropping an album on Thursday. Not Friday. It's on Thursday.
March
The
18th.
motherfucking weird tape intro to the motherfucking wonderful start is dropping on the
Album of
fucking
the year,
18th, nigga. So you better be
Album
fucking
of
ready to when you see me. You better fucking pull your ass
before?
cheeks out and take a shit on the ground because I'm the shit and you're the shit and we're all shit and we're all gonna be shit one day. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Well spoken.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about it.
So how's climbing trees for a living?
So, what I like about working at Triumph is that rich white people give me money to stand around and make sure they don't hurt themselves. It's a pretty cool job, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That shit probably never breaks.
Huh? Oh no, it never fucking breaks.
Has anyone ever like gotten like critically injured from it breaking over that?
A lady today fucked around and fell on the stairs going up to the big zip line.
But she was just fat, probably.
No, she was being a fucking dickhole, and I told her I was like, man, make sure you fucking clip because you got these damn clickets. You got these clickets, you gotta click in this shit to climb up. She didn't click in when she climbed up the damn thing.
Bro, what?
So she fucking fell off the stairs
How
to climb
tall,
up.
bro? How tall is
She
it?
had at least fell like 8 feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
you could
iPhones
document
can't-
it, bro.
Yeah,
iPhones
no.
can't even take that.
No, and then when she talked to my manager, she was like, I don't know, I didn't know I was supposed to clip in. And then when he kept talking to her, he was like, well, but your employee did say I was supposed to click in. And I was like, yeah, bitch, don't try to get me in trouble because I told you I had to click in. Because my manager was like, so nobody told you to. She was like, so my employee didn't fucking tell you to click in? And she was like, well, yeah, he did tell me to click in, but I didn't think he was talking to me though. And I was like, it's the
What are you
fuck?
talking about?
I was like, bitch, I was talking directly at you. Like, she looked back at me, bro. And then I was like, she's gonna clip in. She's gonna clip in. Baka.
Bro, you watched her fall?
I watched her fucking
Did you
fall.
laugh? Did you laugh? Tell me you didn't laugh.
Deep down inside, I laughed. But at
that was
the time, her kids were around. She was like, Mom!
Yo,
Baka.
Welcome back to the iPhone version of the podcast brought to you by
Hey,
Apple.
Ethan, they don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me if this rings any bells. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes like a raisin from the struggle.
No, I've never heard this.
Why do you know so much of that, bro?
Brandon,
What is
you know
that?
what I used to watch?
Oh my god.
Because there's one that I used to leave on repeat that's like a 10-hour repeat of the same clip over and over again.
Elliot Grooms, I'm not going to tell you exactly his information, but his address is 618.
Oh, that was just
I
hard.
can't believe, look, 3 million views 11 years ago. It went viral.
All 3 million are you. What?
His horse is his dick.
Julian's in his room just stroking the fuck. Ah, that's a horny fucking.
Actually, like 11-year-old Jillian was like, "Yeah, man, this is crazy."
That was
No,
Elliot,
it's
bro.
kind of like, yeah.
This
I
is
was just
fucking
kinda
crazy.
Like, okay, this is
Nah, do you know?
This
you
is
know,
real.
No, but do you guys remember like narwhals swimming in the
Yeah.
ocean,
Gotta
causing
get
a
them,
what?
Or
You know what I used to watch?
Everyone-
I used to watch.
Charlie the Magical Unicorn.
I used to watch
Yeah, I was
Shout
gonna
But
say
Shouty. Shout But Shouty. Y'all ain't watch Shout But Shouty? Oh my
We're
god.
white,
white
bro.
kids, bro.
Yo, what else is there?
I don't know what that is.
Y'all seen the ASDFs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I want all
Shit that's just no longer funny, but it was.
You know, you remember that the duck with the lemonade
of
stand?
them. The dog walked up to the lemonade stand. But we can.
I used to watch Up But Coconut.
We could make some stuff like that. We could go viral, bro. We could go viral and be like, this is KayGee's song for the kids. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Wobble with
Look,
the
this is shit I used to watch. I used to watch fucking Shout Boy Shouty.
Ah man, Shouty, you got that stupid fruity swag, Shouty. Shouty, your swag so stupid, Shouty, it retarded, Shouty. Shouty, flow so retarded, Shouty, it ain't so but Shouty. Yeah, Shouty.
This nigga riding the bike. Next to the car.
You got that swag, Shouty. Let these niggas know, Shouty. Let these niggas know, Shouty.
Yo, that's funny.
What the fuck?
No, it's all rappers. That's Walker Flocka. That's Soulja Boy.
No,
That's Gucci Mane in the bus.
No,
That's Shawty Lou.
That's so funny. You guys see what's it called? Like girl, the back of your head is ridiculous. Like, can I get your number? Never seen that one. What? Wait, what? Dude, you never seen Can I Get Your Number?
Girl, the inside of your throat. It's crazy. Can I get the fuck away from here now?
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
That's what I call a horse cock.
Bro, let's try to say all the things to get us canceled and then see if it works.
But they have to actually be real, like the time that I slapped a baby.
Yeah.
Bro, like the time that we were gonna eat Ethan's mom's corpse on this table.
Hey, enough from you, man. Enough from you, man.
Yeah,
Who
actually,
gives you the authority?
You know, we were talking about food to try, so we have your mom right here.
Enough from you, man. Enough from you, man.
She's just rotting in my trunk, bro. It's
Yeah,
starting
but that
to
one
stink.
time I made a fucking kindergartner lick dog shit off of my shoe.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yo, that was fun.
Yeah, that was lit. That was
You're
lit.
spilling these things all over.
One time I had a dream where I was like at Rowlett, bro, in the back where the kindergartners played at recess, and fucking I was like walking around in that field where we used to run to the fence in PE, and fucking like it was like grassy. And I was like looking for like we were all out there looking for bird eggs for some reason, like trying to save the local bird population. And I like kept trying to save them, bro, and they were just like cracked with like fucking whole eggs, like all in the grass. And I don't know, it was just really weird. I was
You
just
know, Rowlett has a middle school now.
yes.
They have a middle school.
They do have a middle school. They do have
Didn't you go to Rowlett?
I did go to Rowlett.
KayGee went to Rowlett?
From like kindergarten to second grade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I went from like second grade to the rest of the time.
The rest of it.
Fucking
I'm still
bro, when I moved to Atlanta, I used to go to a school called Fairview Elementary, and my third grade teacher, her name was Miss Gillette.
She was fine.
And no, this is weird shit. There used to be a kid in the class named Corey, and all the kids that wasn't
He was
caught up.
fine.
No. Shut the fuck up. There was this kid in the class named Corey, and all the kids that like didn't have good grades would have to come to the back of the class and work with the teacher extra time. And it used to be the table. It was kind of like, okay, so say my teacher was sitting right here. All the kids would sit in front of the teacher. Like, it would be like this. So this nigga Corey used to fucking drop shit on the floor. And he used to go to the table and look under Mrs. Galette's fucking dress.
No.
And one time he was like, yeah, bro, I saw her fucking cooch, bro. And it got some white shit on it. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. But he didn't say it like, he was like, I saw her fucking cooch. It has white stuff on it. And I was like,
Bro, that was probably like a tampon.
are you fucking
No,
serious?
Dude, it was probably like, was she old,
It
bro?
was probably fucking.
It was old people's pubes, bro. It was great pubes.
No, Miss Galette was a young, fine ass black woman. She was at least in her 20s, and she was thick. She was fine. I wasn't even mad at Corey for looking at that damn. He gave me a word up, nigga.
Word up.
Shout out Corey.
On the grass.
Shout out Corey. This nigga used to
Where
make.
you at these days?
He used to make fucking. He used to get the the little trash bag shits that the little twisty things.
Yeah.
He used to make little fucking stick figures out of them, like realistic stick figures. Like bitches used to have muscles and everything. He used to play it. We had no toys in like school, so he used to play with them shits, like fight with them. He used to sell them to everybody, so everybody could have like fights. Niggas used to be like, I bet you my shit'll whoop your ass, and them niggas just really like
Bro,
battle
so
it out.
he was chopping and looking under her dress, bro.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
he
real
was. That was a real ass nigga,
nigga.
man. Yeah. So
Shout out Corey.
shout out Corey for real. Wherever you at, cuz.
We miss you.
Gee.
I love you.
Bro. I'm just.
Bro, the Eric Andre show's got nothing on us.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
What are you saying?
I just remember boys choir, bro.
I used to be in boys choir.
No, because me and
Mr.
Julian
Walters.
we were in
The
boys
most
choir
asshole
together.
teacher you've ever met. It's like telling a teacher like that it's like not an asshole for other adults, but for small children that walk up to him and they're like, Mr. Walters, I did this. He's like, I don't care. And then they're like,
And he has favorites, bro.
and it's like, but it's like a 50-year-old man. You know, like if a parent walked up to him, he'd be like, okay, like thank you for letting me know. And then the child walks up and they're like, Mr. Walter, he's like, sit in your seat. And he's like, you know what I mean? It's like just an asshole.
And we used to do these fucking like shows for like elderly people in their homes, the elderly homes. And
Yeah,
shit.
the post choir.
For like Christmas shows.
Yeah, at like the
And then-
hospital and shit.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I used to. Did you guys at Rowlett? Did you guys ever do the sailor one?
Yes, the
We had
HMS
to
Pinafore.
fucking. We had to fucking.
We were
scrub
there
the
when
floor.
they like made that up.
I had to. Yeah, I was there too. I was there from kindergarten to fucking
Bro,
second
and
grade.
I was like raw as fuck, and he gave the lead role to like some first grader.
Were you
when
mad,
I was in,
bro?
like,
Were you
fifth
mad?
grade.
Bro, he's
Bro,
still mad. Bro.
I was livid. I was like, it was like the point where it's like, okay, like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro, but it's like when the coach picks the kid to start, that's
Yeah.
like just ass.
just looks raw.
just terrible, but like because of some circumstance, like he looks good, or he's like black, or he's like really fast,
Hey.
or he's like no, bro, that used to happen at Lakewood Ranch.
No, that's
At
right,
Lakewood,
you're
they would
right,
fucking
you're right, I was
take
there.
like before the season started. Before this is my question: how are you already know who's going to start during conditioning?
Yeah.
How are you already telling
Yeah.
players that you're gonna be? All right, I'm relying on you this season to really fall through at corner. You're gonna be our lead corner, blah blah.
Like,
It's
how
like,
do you
bro,
even know,
you've never
bro?
even seen him play corner, and that just shows the bias in their minds.
Yeah.
And then when you actually start doing drills and you realize like,
These
oh, this
motherfuckers
kid,
suck.
like he doesn't look as good as the other kid. Like he's not as fast. There's like whatever thing that thought made him better, but he's like in terms of playing the position, he's got better tackle technique. He can intercept passes. He can read an offense better. Like things that they like. High school coaches just don't think about, bro. Pisses me off.
In lacrosse. No, for real, dude. For real. I just
What is
like,
this, bro?
for me, like, I was on the other side where, like, I was always, like, picked to start first. And you know what?
When
One
you
season, bro, my junior year, I got injured. And then, like, when I came back from my injury, like, the coach didn't put me, like, automatically starting. And
Because
then,
he
like,
found out some other kid actually could play.
like, right? And I was like, hurt, bro. I was like, what? Like, and so, like,
But it's also unfair. Like think about being that one kid that only because you got injured and he got
Bro,
lucky
you know who it
and
was?
got thrown into a
You
game.
know what it was? Jared Flayhive. Bro,
And
that's
Jared's
funny.
like a good
Yeah.
player.
Bro,
And that's
Jared
like-
Playhive in middle school, bro, he was pissing me off, like mocking me. And we're going back into the locker room, and I punched him like square in the back, just as hard as I could, bro.
What?
and like I didn't get in trouble. It was like my last gold card signature where I was just gonna get a referral, like the third one or something, and
what's
the
a
next one
gold
was a
card
referral.
signature?
It was like a discipline thing, and like they would sign 3, and it would be like one your parent has to sign, or like the second one your parent has to sign, and your parents know about it, and the fourth one is like a referral. You can't go on the end of your trips and shit like that.
One time, so this is how me and Isabella, so we met in 6th grade and we started dating in 7th grade, but her mom like hated me, so it had to be a secret. And like we couldn't even hang out, like when we were allowed to hang out, we couldn't like lay in the bed or lay on a couch, like it had to be like at dinner or something where like our hands were on the table and our mom was in the room. So like basically we would like, the first time we had sex was when like she is some crazy shit. She's in 7th grade. She lived like in the middle of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard at what's that place called? Right across from the YMCA and from Lakewood Ranch.
I forget, bro. Some
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not the apartments, not Lost Creek or whatever, but down Malachi.
Oh.
So she lived there and I lived at my mom's house, like Gates Creek, and she like snuck out of her window at like 2 in the morning when her family was asleep.
Bro.
Got on her penny board
Are you about to
and
expose her?
penny boarded like 4 miles to my house.
Bro, that had to be longer, bro. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
like 4 miles.
Yeah,
It's like 4
that's
miles.
like
I
in
used
the
to
dark,
bike to
bro.
the-
In
I
the
used to
dark.
bike to the Y for
In the
conditioning.
dark.
Yeah,
bro,
and at night, like a little girl.
On a penny
And like we
board.
didn't realize what was like.
Yeah.
For us, it was just like we loved each other and we couldn't even like talk or hug in school because it was like PDA if you like held hands or hugged a girl. So it's like just to even share the slightest amount of physical connection, she literally had to sneak out and risk her life, or we couldn't or we couldn't even hug, which is ridiculous, honestly. And but
Didn't she like go?
You fucking paid off, right? You guys can fuck all day now.
Didn't she like walk across the country for you or something?
yeah, she did. She got like she ran away from like a program that she was in, where they like you don't have a phone, you know how you like live in the woods type shit, and she like hitchhiked from like states away to get
What
to
state?
Florida. I don't know, like a northern state. I don't remember.
Why didn't you just pick her up?
And I
It was like she called me and she was like,
miles.
I ran away, like I'm gonna come, and then I'm like, okay, and then I went to a party and I like blacked out, and I woke up the next
you didn't
morning.
even know?
I woke up the next morning and I drove home and she was at my house
fucking
waiting for
there,
me.
dude. That's
Yeah.
that's
My dad had let her
It
in.
took that fast?
That's sick. That's sick.
She's a keeper, bro.
Alright, so the whole point I told
That's
that story
love.
was what happened was we had scheduled a time to meet in the hallway. So it was like we can't kiss or hug in front of teachers.
Sex.
So like, and we had only kissed like 3 or 4 times at this point. Like our first kiss was a big deal for us. We were dating for a long time before it happened. So like, boom. So it's like babe, I want to kiss you today. Like,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And then
you
it's
get
like-
the text,
And it's
man.
like, okay, boom. So like, you go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock. I go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock. Like bathroom B, hallway A. Like we finna get it in. And then so we met up over there, and keep in mind, like it took some convincing. Like she was like nervous. She's like, I don't want to get my gold card signed. Like I don't want, like this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. And like, really, like kissing would be like call your parents and like get a referral.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
just like
yeah.
you know what I mean. And so like the what was bad about it was if her mom found out, like she was fucked. Like she was gonna be like unable to ever communicate with me ever again. So boom, we meet up, and we're both like nervous. You know what I mean? Like this is like a thing like that I've been thinking about for weeks. And like and then like I lean in and I kiss her, and then immediately I hear like, hey, like stop, and then I'm like, and we get taken back into this teacher's room, this random teacher that happened to walk outside, and I'm just thinking like, I just fucked this girl's life up so bad. Because you know what I'm saying, her mom's terrible, so it was gonna be like hell for her when she got home, literally, because of me. So I was just like, fuck. And this teacher, like she didn't say anything, she said we were in trouble, and she went to call our teachers that we were in the period with, and when she got on the phone with them, I heard her saying like, yeah, like I walked down and caught him hugging. And then she signed our gold cards, and she didn't give us a referral. She didn't tell anyone that we were kissing, which is like a big deal for like a teacher to walk out and 2 kids are kissing in the hallway. Like that's not. And I don't know. She had to have seen us kissing, right? Like from no matter from what angle, that doesn't look like just a hug. Especially like my hands were probably on her waist or something. So. Shout out that teacher.
Yeah, shout out teacher. She spared your life,
shout out that teacher. Do you remember how like hard it was to like get the first kiss in, bro? Like
dude,
you'd be standing there.
It was nerve wracking,
bro.
Yeah, it was like.
Bro, my first kiss was fucking. Other than like preschool, bro, it was like fucking Izzy Gomez.
Yeah, him and Izzy Gomez.
Man, my first kiss was this fat bitch named Jelina.
Shout out fat bitches.
Yeah, Jelina. She's a fat bitch named Jelina.
What?
And we was on the playground. We went under the damn shit, and it was weird, cause so it was like we never talked to each other.
Shout out Jelena.
But we were only like associated with each other at like not PE, but like playground time. So I was in 3rd grade, and I was living in Atlanta, and we wouldn't sit with each other at lunch. We wouldn't sit with each other during like little fucking pep rallies, nothing. Only at recess. And every fucking day we would go under the fucking thing, and she would just be there already. I would go under the fucking slide,
And she was ready.
and she was just there. And she was just and I used to be like, yes.
Dude.
Just a horny ball
Yes.
with testosterone.
Dude.
And like she didn't have, like, she wasn't pretty. She was like a
Oh,
chubby
it doesn't
ass.
matter, bro. The
She
fact
was
that you're making out
yeah,
with a
bro,
girl.
she was a
is
chubby
like,
ass elementary school. We didn't know nothing about each other. It was just like meeting me here, and we're gonna fucking
And then
kiss.
it's crazy. That girl, like, like realizes like society standards, and now all of a sudden like she's a slut if she just hooks up with a random dude, and she's like, oh, I don't do that.
But back then,
that kind of stuff. But you could tell that based on just her regular instinct. That's what she would do if society wasn't here. That's what happened with. I used to like in 6th grade, like do shit with girls that like would basically be sexual harassment now. Like
I used to smell his booties.
Right, but not like that, but just like making out with them and then like switching off. Like I can name names right now, but just like me and Mikey would each be making out with a bitch, and then we'd be like, hey. And then like we'd switch, and like these same bitches, if we walked up to today and just one of us alone tried to get with them, it would take like days of like dating them to like get in their pants. I'd have to probably take them out and like dude. And not to say that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying based off of like instinct, like
bro, it's
weird. Different watching the same girl that was doing that grow up and be like, I don't do that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you do. You just don't want people to know.
It's so weird how everybody has like the same experiences, but we just all don't know it. Like what you guys just said, like embodies my.
I got something, bro.
But listen. This is how my first kiss went down. Which you guys are gonna make fun of me for this, because I make fun of myself for this. So it was like homecoming for the high school football, and it was me.
High school?
Bruh, I was in middle school. So it was homecoming. We were going to the homecoming game. It was me, this one girl. I'm not gonna name names, and my friend. I'm not gonna name his name because it's embarrassing for him too. But basically, bro, like. We were playing Truth or Dare, and you know, it's about like we both know what was gonna happen, bro, right? And I was like, and she was like, I was like, I dare you to like kiss him, and then she was like, and then he was like, well, actually, like, bro, like, I dare her to kiss you, like it was like a weird like triangle thing, bro. So what happened was she kissed me, and then she kissed him, like like she had to kiss me in order to kiss him because we both wanted to get like a kiss from her. Bro, and what you were saying about like society standards, the next year, bro, she left our school because she was considered a slut because she was like kissing all of us, bro. But like, but the year before that, like we got in trouble because like my friend, well, he wasn't my friend after this, like for a couple months. He was on the bus to a baseball game, bro, and like it was the first time a girl had ever sent me nudes, and I like sent them to him, and he showed everybody, and like her cousin was on the baseball team. And he told her mom, and me and my parents and her parents had to go to Panera and like sit down and like they like looked at our texts of like our nudes, bro. Like they were looking at these middle schoolers' nudes, like showing each other the text. And so, bro, but then like after that, she went to IMG, bro. She went to IMG, and like ever since then, bro, like I haven't talked to her, but I just want to know where she's at. Like shout out,
bro.
Like,
Fucking, you were talking about embarrassing stories, bro. This isn't really embarrassing, bro. I'm kind of proud of this. But the first time I got a boner, bro, I was like 5, and fucking I was watching Parent Trap, bro, and it was the scene where Lindsay Lohan, like one of the Lindsay Lohans, like got naked and jumped in the lake. I just remember like. I thought I had a piss or some shit, bro. I didn't know.
Yeah, I used to think that boners were like the
pee time.
Like I didn't think that you could come. I used to be like boner time. Like as if it was like jerking off. Like you know what I mean? Like designate time just to sit there like with a hard on.
No, I thought that was
just like how long I could keep this.
I used to think of hard.
Bro, I thought that was just you had to pee like really bad. Like it was just there.
Bro, isn't that so weird of a thing to learn? Like what a boner is. Like at first when I was a kid, I thought something was wrong with me. It was like a superpower or something. Like, hey guys, when I see a pretty girl, I can do something. And then someone one day is like, dude, that's just a boner. And I was like, what? Boner.
Bro, remember
I know.
Did you ever have a sex talk with your PE coaches?
Yeah.
Bro, they told me to put a binder in front of my
stepdad.
No, bro. When I got my first
Nathan's mom's boyfriend was the PE coach. I was like sleeping over at Nathan's house, and like coach, like from school, was dropping me off at home, and I'm like fucking freaking out.
Oh, that's funny.
I was with my granddad when I got my first boner.
Oh
no, it was like, bro, don't do that shit. No, look, I was with my granddad. We was riding around his truck, and bro, I swear to God, was it like when y'all got your first boner, that bitch would stay hard for like forever?
I mean, I was like 5, bro. Like I had it in me.
Well, I was like 8. I was like 8 when I got my real first boner. I was like, granddad, my PPR and it won't go down. It won't go down. And we got to the house.
What triggered it? Like you saw.
No,
You saw his truck, bro.
It was fucking driving, bro. It was driving. We came back from fucking dance.
It was just time, bro.
Bro, and that motherfucker was just hard. Bro. I was like, Granddad, my PPR and it won't go down. He was just like, he didn't know what the fuck you driving, right? He like, cover it. Cover it.
Bro, no, but imagine being like his granddad in that situation, bro.
Just like he doesn't want to be the one to tell you what that is. Like, just like hope that it happens a second time with your real father.
Imagine for the rest of your life after that, every time you got a boner, you just have this instinct to cover it and like hide it and like be ashamed of it.
Well, dude, imagine being a parent, bro. Like explaining the first boner, like.
Or imagine being not the parent and just being around a kid when they get
the first boner,
and you're just like, what do I do? What do I do?
Well, this kid's horny. Like he's 5 and this kid's horny.
You leave that kid the fuck alone, man. Let him figure that problem out himself.
Yeah, there's nothing you
I
can
had
do.
another little boy that was my friend tell me what a boner was. I never ever did an adult sit me down. My father never. I've never like discussed sex with my father. In my life.
Same with my parents too. It's always been like other people around me.
But like they know, like obviously. You know what I mean? Now I'm a grown ass man and they been knew before, so like
I found shit out at a really young age, bro.
Sex?
No.
When I was like,
oh shit, go ahead.
When I was like 7, bro, my neighbor was like 14 or 10 or so, like older than me, significantly older than you for a 7-year-old to be your friend, and like he would like. We'd like be in the pool, bro, and he'd be like explaining all this sexual shit, bro. And like I was like 7, so I figured all this shit out.
Reality now, that's gay, but when you're a kid, bro, there's
It's
so
like,
many. You're like trying to be like the cool kid, and there's like so many other things making you delusional. But if there's someone that's significantly older with you in a pool talking about sex,
it wasn't like that, but it was like
it
was also
it's not like
weird,
that because
like,
it's a kid. You know what I mean? And the intent isn't there.
There was this girl in the back of my bus at elementary school, and she tried to convince me that men don't come out of their, they don't actually come out of their pee hole, they come out of their balls. Like the cum leaks from their balls. That's what she told me, bro. Yeah, she convinced everybody on the bus that shit
shit
was
don't
real.
happen to y'all.
Oh man, dude, what?
I used to think that babies came out of assholes.
I think
I
everybody
used to
thought that
think
shit.
that-
Nah, dude,
I
have a cousin, bro. When he was little, he like I was like 10 and he was probably like 5, and he convinced me that his sister had 2 butts. Like one in the front, one in the back. I was like, what? Like 2 butts? Did she poop out
I
of
used to
both
think
of
that
them?
sex was like hugging me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember this girl Hannah in like 6th grade or 5th grade.
I like seeing people
told
fucking
me,
in
bro.
movies and shit, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that like penis
Yeah.
inserted in the vagina.
Well,
and
dude,
then
this was back when Ben Roethlisberger had like sex allegations, and me and this girl Hannah were both Steelers fans, and so she was trying to explain sex to me, bro. Yeah, he like had sex allegations.
you don't understand sports, bro.
But anyway, she was trying to explain to me like what he was doing, and he was like, yeah, he hugged like some lady in a bathroom, and like now they're mad at him. Like, I was like, what? This is crazy.
Imagine, bro, watching the fucking Bill Cosby show now. You seen the Family Guy thing where it's like a Bill Cosby intro and like all the females are like, all the women are on the screen. It's like putting their name and they're all like cast out, bro. Like fucking roofies.
It's so bad, bro.
Bill Cosby, he really snapped.
Pudding pops. I don't want your pudding pop, bitch. Motherfucker, I used to eat pudding pops for real. Them bitches used to be at Super Low. I used to stay in Georgia. It used to be a store called Super Low.
You know what was those like pop sticks? Like it was like you push the stick up.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then, like
it's
the
like
orange things, the orange ones, bro. Remember
The
orange
doggy
ones?
dicks.
Bro, but, like the orange ones were fire, bro.
Bro, I remember when I was a kid, like, just like, I don't know, bro. I was eating like a pretzel that was like had icing on it with like sprinkles on it. You know, like those big long pretzels with like, icing on them, bro.
Yeah.
And like,
You
I just
licked all the
remember,
icing on?
bro. I just remember like holding one and like just being a kid and like not giving a shit about how dirty I was and just having the icing all over my fucking body, bro. Like just unreasonable amount of fucking icing.
I used to play in dirt. I used to be in the backyard making dirt castles.
Yeah.
Like real dirt castles.
Yeah.
Like fucking sand castles. Like,
Yeah.
and then I used to have
That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Think of how like
Bro, but like kids,
adults now.
Yeah, but kids like
Thinking
really
about
like have
building
snot all over them and like
dirt.
drinking.
I know, bro.
Now kids
I
are
like
fucking
sweat a
on
little bit.
TikTok.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, right.
shower.
And they're like ready to go. They're like, we're gonna play now. We're gonna play now. Like,
Now these kids are renegade. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
it's
it's
crazy,
fun. Go play in some
bro.
fucking dirt. Dude.
like I used to have neighbors that were like 15 when I was like 8, like shooting airsoft pellets at me in the neighborhood, bro. Like, and I would be running and like getting hit with airsoft pellets. And now these kids, like, if you talk about sexuality, they're gonna start crying. Like, you know what
bro?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, we used to have fucking BB gun fights. Niggas just be in the trees, like,
Bro, right?
scoping.
And you get hit with that, it's like, but you like keep going, bro.
Yeah.
That shit hurt.
Yeah,
The
bro.
airsoft shit wasn't enough for us though. We had hella airsoft guns,
Bro,
but it wasn't
yeah.
until like my uncles was like, "Why the fuck are
Yeah.
y'all shooting these fucking
Yeah.
see-through plastic guns?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Fucking BB gun," and we're just like, "Yeah."
Bro, one
BB
time,
gun.
but it all ended, bro. It all ended because a kid in my neighborhood got one in his eye, bro. And then all the
really?
moms were like, "It's enough, you guys."
I've
are
always
done."
heard about that. I've never actually seen. something.
I never thought it would happen, bro. And the kid happened. Like,
Yeah, it's like who's gonna get shot in the eye, bro? But it's like that shit happens.
bro. Yeah. And then so all the moms were like, "Enough, you guys are done."
Bro.
So then we started playing tackle football, and then some kid broke his leg, and then it was like, "Enough, you are done." And like it just kept like escalating.
I remember I took a BB gun, bro, and like turned it around, bro, and like put it as far away from my body as I could, and just like shot myself.
I used to shoot
with like one of those
myself
CO2 ones too, bro.
I
And it
used
was
to
like
shoot
this
myself in the hand.
big
Why?
welt, bro.
I don't know. Like,
Why
I
you
saw
shoot
my
yourself,
big
man?
cousin do it. He was just like, "Look at this." And I was like, "I can do that shit." That shit hurt.
Is this still recording?
Is this thing on?
I used to play football on the street with a bunch of older kids though at this one neighborhood. It was a really bad neighborhood, bro. Some real bad shit happened in my family there, but fucking like shit I wouldn't even tell nobody, but like fucking that shit was fun playing in the street, like football and shit.
Yeah, bro.
But we would like fight and shit, and some like older kid was like
Yeah.
recording this like kid that was like 8 when I was like 10, like smacked me, bro. Like smacked me in the face. And like, oh, fight him, bro. Like
Dude,
nobody
I
knows
know
what's
that-
going
dude, I
on.
know that
Like
video.
no, bro, that shit is like gone, bro.
Imagine.
It's probably like some
Content we could fucking.
some like early World Star video somewhere.
do kids play in
Being
the
smacked,
street?
bro.
Do kids play in the street now? Like, I
No,
don't know,
fucking
bro.
no, dude. We
I
used, to
see
play, we
kids-
used to do everything in the
Bro,
street.
remember
I
it was
see
like
kids in my
you wake
neighborhood
up,
do
you
shit.
go outside, you get you with your neighbors, and you go, bro. Till it's like till you have to come home.
I
Bro,
grew
till
up
it's
in
too
my
late.
area.
When I used to live in
really?
Mixon, when I used to live over there in fucking on East Side Brighton over by the Tropicana and shit, we used to climb in the gutter. We used to climb in the sewer and go to the neighborhood next over. We used to climb
Really?
in the sewer.
Oh my god.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's fucking gross, but we were like on a mission. We were like on a mission.
Yeah, as a kid when you wanted to do something.
Yeah, it was like a mission, bro.
It's like, yeah, it's like, it's really just like hanging out with your friend, but
Yeah.
really you're like getting in the fucking trenches.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking
No, bro.
risking your
You ever put the
well-being for
you
next
ever
one
put the
war. If you get grounded,
yeah, you ever put like the all black on and try to spy on someone
Yeah.
and be like
Oh,
a
yeah.
ninja, bro? Like what?
Dude, when I was a kid, bro, I used to like, when I watched a movie for the next like 3 days,
You were the
I thought I was like the star of the movie, and I was like,
Yeah.
listen, you don't want to understand what I have in my pocket. To like kids at school, like as if, like, you know what I mean? Like
Nah,
as if I'm the
dude,
fucking
like-
Terminator, I'm like,
I feel you, bro. Or like coming out of the Spider-Man movie, like when you're like in the
Or, like,
theater and you're like
Transformers.
climbing on everything.
I think of the different kinds of movies. Like it's not just
Yeah.
action movies, like sci-fi and shit. I feel like
Or Star Wars.
Like, you know what I mean?
I remember when I was a kid, I actually got to go see the Star Wars prequels, and I really thought I was a fucking Jedi.
Really, you were like,
It's
Yeah,
like
then we
dressed
actually
up
got
as Yoda
lightsabers.
and
That was
shit.
for Ben 10.
yeah, like
That shit is like,
Yeah.
that shit is like the
What?
ultimate like imagination like thing. Like, oh, I could just have this random object that turns me into anything I want. Like
I
it
had
was
the
open ended.
bro. I had the thing, and I thought when I hit it, I was turning into that for real.
Bro, some of those dudes, like fucking like spider monkeys,
Yeah.
and fucking like the humongosaur guy,
Yeah.
and like
Humongosaur.
Yeah, for real.
I used to play really good games of Manhunt though, bro.
Yeah,
And like I'll play in the rain, bro, and like it would be all muddy and I'd just be in my bare feet, bro, and like the whole neighborhood would play. This huge neighborhood, bro,
Yeah.
and just like all the kids are out there like running behind houses and like getting in trouble because that one motherfucker that's like an asshole when you're on his patio, like
yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
that was
crazy
like part of the
shit,
game. Though.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing for me though, like I didn't get to live that as much as I could. Like I like towards the latter part of my childhood where that was enjoyable, it was hard to even like at that point in like the modern world, it was hard to even like find people that are still doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it ever stopped because I grew up. Like, it stopped because like people stopped doing that shit, and I used to be like, y'all, like, well, like let's get lit, like let's do something.
Let's go fucking play man.
I feel like
Never had to convince kids.
So I had younger brothers,
Why do I have to
bro.
convince
I had younger brothers. So
Yeah, that's like
that was like the best.
I had
bro.
a sister, bro. So
I had cousins.
Yeah,
and we used
true.
to stay in one house for a whole week. Like spring break. If I was 8, 9, 10 during spring break right now, all my cousins would be in one house.
Yeah, that's how it was for me too. Yeah, cousin, bro, that's the best. Like Thanksgiving, bro, and you all sleep like right next to each other, bro. It's crazy.
That's the one thing I don't relate to though. It's like being around my cousins and my family and shit like that. Cause like, bro, like one of my family members like shot at another one and he like went to jail, and like another one went to jail. 2 of my uncles went to jail, and so like their kids all separated and shit, and it's like all weird and like.
Dude, I'm not trying
the
to
mom-
That's not funny,
You
man.
just got your
The
hand in your
moms.
dick, bro. You got your hand in your pants.
The moms like took the cousins away to like other stepdads who didn't fuck with the other side of the family, and just like this whole
That's
shit
fucked
where
up.
like no one.
I was like somewhere in between this happy like childhood fantasy they're painting and like having a fucked up fan.
You know, like I'm listening to you with the bigger hands, just like you're telling me some really
You
sad
never
stuff,
moved
bro.
Alright, we need Ethan's thing to come back up about sexuality.
Alright, guys, let's talk
Ethan's
about
time for
that.
sexiness. Yes.
Let's talk about hands in the pants. And this camera has seen me do it a
Bruh,
few times.
yeah, I'd be putting my hand in my pants, honestly.
This is like if you're not a guy, you don't understand. Like this, like
Yeah, bro. But like
But
people
I'm
never
sure
say
It's
that,
my dick
bro.
in the kitchen, bro, and then
Right.
put a glove on and make someone's
bro,
food.
and like I have to tell myself that I'm a grown ass man when I'm like in public, like itching my dick.
Bro,
Like, you know
even
what
it's
I mean?
I don't
like
even
adjusting
fuck
your
my
pants.
hands.
I
I
don't
don't
even
even
fuck.
I don't
Adjusting
either,
your
but then
pants.
like I have like a fiance and I have like people that like don't want to be walking around with an animal. You know what I mean? And I respect that.
Yeah.
I
I don't know, dude.
I would
Like,
scratch my
bruh,
balls.
like if someone tells me something, I'll take my hand out of my pants. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't even realize
not
it,
that I'm
bro. I don't
afraid to,
even
but
realize
yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
It just happens.
Just being aware of it.
My hand's still in my pants.
Yeah,
I
dude.
did
It's
that
just
shit
like
around my mama.
it's sad. Like the stuff you're talking about. You know, I'm like trying to stay serious, but you're talking about that stuff, bro. And you're just like with your hand in your pants, and I look over, bro, and I'm looking at your
It's the
face,
irony
bro.
of it, like how like.
I remember, man. I shaved my shaved my pubes for the first time.
Oh yeah, I
me too,
remember
Man,
that.
bro, that was some shit, man.
I was like mad at myself. Like I was like, how long are these gonna take to grow back? You know how long it took to get them in the first place? Like what were you thinking? Like
I'm in class like.
What your shit? Oh yeah, when
fucking
you
scratching,
yeah.
dog. Just fucking scratching, going crazy. The girls next to me is like,
Bro, I remember one time in like 5th grade, bro, and fucking Miss Rose's class. Were you in my class? Were you in the class, Miss Rose class?
Yeah.
Bro, there was like this
it was Cassiola Fourth.
This
right?
girl Jessica, bro. You remember her? That little ass, short, skinny girl, bro. I used to sit next to her, bro. And one time, I just like, this is like when I started getting boners like often, bro. And I like it has
Yeah,
nothing
that
to
was
do
a
with.
problem. Late elementary,
Yeah.
it's like a boner every class.
But you can't
Bro,
stand up
yeah,
and give a
but-
presentation, like
Yeah,
yeah,
bro, but like, I just remember looking down at that shit, and I look over, and she's like staring at my boner, bro. I'm just like, just went to the bathroom and took a piss, bro. Like,
I remember my 5th grade teacher flamed my ass in front of the whole class.
No.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what it was, but he was just talking about my jeans, bro. He was like, how the fuck? He was like, look at your jeans. You got these Goodwill ass, big ass, baggy ass, Pacific Ocean ass jeans. And everybody in class started laughing at me.
No.
And he's like, look at your shirt.
Bro, were you even dressing yourself at that point?
Man, my granddad used to send me clothes up here from the Goodwill.
Yeah.
From fucking from Florida, he used to go to Goodwill shop. He used to send me clothes from here to Atlanta. And man, I used to have to rock them shit because I ain't have nothing else. So these kids used to flame my ass. So ever since my teacher was on that shit, kids was on my ass. And they got to the
Dude,
point where I was
my
like,
opinion is like it's kind of messed up. Like if someone has their own like like clothing that they wear that they like and they're happy with, bro. Like
No,
unless,
but
like,
you also have to learn how to like deal with criticism.
No, you're right. You're
Like,
right,
as a
bro.
child,
You're right, but
you
like
can't be pampered into like.
yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right, bro. But like if someone's happy with their clothes, like where is it your position to like?
Yeah, you're an
anything
asshole
about
if you're doing it, but also it's children. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Children
just
are
picking on
dicks.
kids.
Well, yeah, you're right.
But
here's-
other kids
right.
picking on.
But that
They always tell me that they love me, they don't mean it though. Eyes red, I think that I've been through enough. I always trip if I'ma make it, I don't even know.